against their visitors from across the channel. They beat the French men 17 points to 10 at Salon just a short while ago. Britain's tries that afternoon coming from Gary Price, Dennis Betts and Kenny Hill, and they'll be looking for more of the same here at Knowsley Road this afternoon. Just to run through the teams, the French first. Fullback Jean-Christophe Simon from Limoux. 2 is Nicolas Rare from Avignon. 3, Eric Vernier from Villeneuve. He is the captain this afternoon. 4, Didier Faucrier from Limoux. 5 is Lucien Fouel from Le Pontet. 6, Sylvain Krestmanovic from Châtillon. 7, Frédéric Ma from Entrée. 8, Yannick Quillion from Carpentras. 9, Régis Asensio from Carcassonne. 10, Stéphane Boyer from Villeneuve. 11, Patrick Chanet from Limoux. 12, Didier Cabestany from Saint-Estève. And 13, David Amat from Carcassonne. The Great Britain side, fullback Simon Longstaff from Halifax. 2, Phil Price from St Helens. 3, Richard Price from Hull. 4, Grant Anderson from Castleford. 5, Anthony Farrell from Huddersfield Barracudas. 6, Sean Owen from Cass. 7, Paul Delaney from Leeds. 8, Jonathan Neal from St Helens. 9, Lee Jackson from Hull. 10, David Aman from Leeds. 11, Dennis Betts from Wigan. 12, Rob Nolan from Hull. 13, Neil Roebuck from Bradford. And the subs, Vince Fawcett from Leeds, Ikram Butt from Leeds, and Mike Forshaw from Wigan. The referee this afternoon, Mr. Alain Sablero from France. And the match, of course, underway. And straight away, David Aman driving in. And the ball's loose, and the French in possession. So a game for the forwards this afternoon. It's a pitch that looks as though it's going to cut up as the game goes on. The rain been falling steadily throughout this morning. And there's the first penalty of the afternoon in the very first minute for offside. So right from the start, Mr. Sabero showing that he's not going to stand for people standing up at the play of the ball. And the kick into touch is a poor one. Phil Price taking it well, cuts his side, he beats one man, moves it towards the middle. Britain now attacking again, this time it's Dennis Betts from Wigan. David Aman from Leeds, an all-round sportsman. Aman signed at one time for Barnsley Football Club but decided his future was in rugby league. And here's Anthony Farrell making a good break down the left. He'll be the danger man the French will have to watch this afternoon. The ball moved away now, across to the right again. It's taken short by Richard Price. And a high tackle. Didier Faucrier is the man responsible. And so, Great Britain's first penalty. And it's going to be a kick for goal. So Simon Longstaff, the chance to put Great Britain onto the score sheet in only the second minute. Well, Longstaff used to the big occasions. Playing for Halifax at the moment, but he played for Castleford Schoolboys at Wembley a few years ago. He takes his time with this one. It looks as though it's got the length, but it's not the right direction, goes wide of the posts, and so a chance missed. Drop out back on the 25-yard. Interesting to see how the French perform this afternoon, not only in this game but in the under-21s later on. Britain again now driving the ball forward. Jackson back at half-back, out to David Aman. But the French tackling stiff so far. Here's Irwin, a little ball out again. But Dennis Betts stopped in his tracks. Moving towards that left wing, well, a little too adventurous. It looks as though it might have gone forward, but the referee says no, I went back, but it's a six tackle anyway. And a high kick to put the French full-back Simon under pressure straight away, but he can handle it. Takes it well. Holding down in the tackle. Rob Nolan is penalised. And so Sylvian Kristmanovic from Châtillon will try to make the yards for France, putting the ball into touch. And another penalty. Well, Britain won't want to give away too many penalties this afternoon. Jonathan Neal probably a little displeased with himself there. Gives the French the chance to move into the British half for the first time. Here's Ma. Little tap forward to the open side prop, Yannick Quillion. Looks powerful, but he's stopped. Back he comes again. And again, another penalty. Britain caught offside and right in front of their own sticks, and a chance for the French to put their names on the score sheet first. So both sides had the chance to kick goals in this opening few minutes. Britain missed theirs. Now it's France's turn. Eric Vergniaud flaps about wide of the posts, and so it's one miss each. That's a good drop out from Longstaff, puts the French back in their own 25. He's rare. Well, the French so far looking content to put that ball up the middle. Knock forward and scrum down. Referee not happy with the way the scrums are at the moment. Pulls them apart together, and it's going to be Britain's ball. Out it comes. Sean Irwin puts it through. Longstaff coming onto the short pass. It's moved out to the left, but Irwin puts the ball to the ground. And it's France back in possession. The early signs that this is going to be a tough testing game for both defences. Mistake at the play of the ball, but Marr recovers. Takes it around the blind side, no way through for him though. So France have more than their fair share of possession so far. Not been able to do anything with it though. Been in the Great Britain half just that once when they got the penalty for putting it wide. And it'll be another long kick. Simon Longstaff, and he does very well indeed. He gets it out to Anthony Farrell. Farrell breaking down the left. That's twice he's had the ball in his possession, and twice he's looked a danger man. Beating tacklers. Longstaff called up again to put the ball into touch. So now a chance for Great Britain on the 25-yard line. The ball lost over the stands somewhere, so a new one brought on. With 3 British players lining up in a ruck, it looks as though a move could be on. Back inside, Jonathan Neal though, finding his route blocked. And David Aman meets similar resistance. That's Betts. Well, Britain will be looking for an early score, hoping that if they can get that try, then the French defence will break down. No luck so far as they lose possession, and France back with the ball, about 10 yards away from their own line. Trying to drive it away, not looking for anything too adventurous at the moment. With a big kick upfield, Longstaff again in position and takes it very well. Oh, it looks as though a break could be on. Longstaff, out it comes to Phil Price. Price is still going if he's one. A good run by Phil Price down the wing. Cut back inside, stopped, but Britain no. Can they keep up the momentum? The ball moved out across to the centre. David Aman stopped. Here's Owen to Betts. Betts looking for support. He's found it in the shape of Anthony Farrell, and the first try of the afternoon. Great Britain moving the ball away to that left-hand side. Dennis Betts strongly running forward. Tried to look on his inside, no one there, but on the outside was Anthony Farrell. And Farrell claims Britain's first try and puts them 4-0 in the lead. Well, that's just the sort of start Britain wanted. The French, dogged fighters, but at times their defence can fall away if they find themselves behind, and Britain will be hoping to press on and widen that gap. So Simon Longstaff now with a chance to add the 2 points. Taking his time, no point rushing things. It's on his right side anyway. Be able to curl the ball round. Looks long enough, but curl just too much. So, French resume play with Great Britain leading by 4-0 thanks to that try from Anthony Farrell. 12 minutes gone. Here's Farrell again. Certainly a promising player, Farrell. He's a regular first teamer with Huddersfield Barracudas, but a sensible lad because he's taking a catering course at college just in case his rugby league career doesn't blossom. Certainly served up a treat there for the handful of spectators here at Knowsley World this afternoon. So Jackson acting half-back, away it goes. Delaney, dummies his pass, cuts inside, trying to shake off the 2 French tacklers. Jackson again. And another kick for touch by Simon Longstaff. It looks a good kick, it's got a chaser in the shape of Phil Price. But Lucien Foual is going to get there just in time. But he's stopped 5 yards away from his own line, so the French back under pressure. Well, the tackling has been absolutely spot on from Britain so far. It's early days yet, but they've shown no signs of lapsing whatsoever. 2, 3 men every time up on the man with the ball. And the French, frustrated in their attempts to break free, kick forward instead. And Anthony Farrell's going to be the man to pick the ball up again. Seen too properly this time though. The ball spilled and France back in possession. A chance on this left wing if they can move the ball out. It stuttered a bit, but here's Frederick Ma. And Quillion, probably the largest player on the pitch this afternoon. So the French now trying to get their back on level terms. Move it towards the right wing. The ball lost is going to be Britain's ball. So possession swapping regularly. But Britain breaking free again now. Dennis Betts losing possession. These, of course, the stars of rugby league's future in both Great Britain and France. The teams who hopefully in years to come will be beating the Aussies. Thoughts, though, on matters more immediate this afternoon. And the French again caught offside, and it'll be another penalty to Great Britain. Just over a quarter of an hour of the match gone. Great Britain so far holding the upper hand. So another three-man move. Paul Delaney will take the tap. Where it goes from there is anyone's guess at the moment. Delaney back in possession. Flicks it inside, but Jonathan Neal knocks the ball on. The French caught offside, and another penalty to Great Britain. Well, Simon Longstaff certainly had his work cut out so far. If only to kick the ball into touch. That must be about the fourth or fifth time he's been taking penalties this afternoon. A different move this time. Here's Betts. So Britain now, another chance. But again, handling lets them down. And a little bit of squabbling between the two sets of players, and Mr. Sabliero decides on a penalty to France. Looks to be a French player injured. Physiotherapist coming on. Could have just a piece of mud in his eye, I think. So Great Britain won't be too unhappy with the way things have gone so far. They've contained the French mostly in their own half. They've tackled quite well, and of course are leading by 4 points to 0. Their only chance of the afternoon, and they took it quite superbly. So things ready to resume. And Chris Manovich puts it into touch. Ball moved towards the centre, but again, it's lost. No, Great Britain again, looking to make up that ground, looking to get as close as possible to the try line. Neil Roebuck dancing one way then the other. Doesn't fool the French defence though. Jackson, Delaney. Sean Owen swallowed up underneath two French defenders. Another strong run again, but a bad pass from Jonathan Neal gives the French the ball back. The ball went to the ground. Sean Owen looked at the referee for some sort of decision. He didn't give any immediately, so he dropped on the ball, and then the referee decides it's a penalty. France quickly tap it, hoping to catch the British defence napping, but not to be. Is Boyer. Moved away, perhaps the most adventurous French move of the afternoon, and it comes to grief with Britain back in possession again. Neal, acting halfback, throws it out. A man driving forward, just inside the French 25. Slips through several pair of hands, and once again it's a scrum. So Frederick Marr waiting to put the ball in. His fellow countryman though, referee Mr. Sabliero, waits for the scrums to be settled. It's in again now, oh, and away it comes. French moving it towards that left wing. Marr acting halfback. Pass thrown astray, but Fauquier does very well to pick up indeed, and it could be a chance for a French attack, but again passing not as it should be, and Anthony Farrell drops on the mistake to reclaim possession for Britain. Now moving forward towards that left wing. Dolan driving forward. Out again to Farrell. What can he do this time? Put into touch though by his opposite number, Nicholas Ware. Well, on comes the French substitute, Patrick Coste from Carcassonne. He'll be glad to get on the pitch so early and play his part in this match. But Britain in possession. Paul Delaney wrestled to the floor, gets himself up though, looking to get the ball in movement again. Cuts inside Richard Price. Nice little run, he's still going, looking for support. So just about 20 yards short, in front of the sticks. Driving forward again, Jonathan Neal. Delaney. To Irwin, straightens up, but crunched by three Frenchmen. But Britain now on the attack, looking to find the opening. A little chip forward by Longstaff, but takes a deflection off a French hand and neatly cut out. Coste, his first touch of the game, almost gets his fellow countryman away, but again, the ball dropped. Here's Delaney. Delaney's still going. It looks as though he could have found the gap. He's going for the line. He's going to score. Yes, well, a piece of slack tackling from the French. And Paul Delaney makes the most of it. He ran at Didier Fauquier. Fauquier only managed to put out a hand. Delaney brushed him aside and then outpaced Jean-Christophe Simon to the line for a try under the sticks. So Great Britain now 8-0 in the lead. And Simon Longstaff the chance again to add 2 points. Missed 2 goals so far. Hoping to put that record behind him. Indeed he does. So 10-0 with 25 minutes gone. So things going well for Great Britain at the moment. There's nothing spectacular out there so far, but 2 good tries, putting them 10-0 in the lead, and they'll be happy with their progress so far. So Chris Marvonovic starts the game again. And the touch judge on. He's seen an incident. That's Mr. Brown from St. Helens, so no doubt his conversation with the referee from France a little hard, but Mr. Sabreiro gets the message and it's a penalty to Great Britain. Up to the halfway line. Seems to be a shortage of balls. We've already lost 2 over the stands, and there's no more where that came from. Oh yes there is. Here it comes. So Britain again driving it forward, using the big forwards, trying to blockbuster the French out of the way. Delaney. Inside, players queuing up for the ball. Richard Price again, gets it out to Jonathan Neal. Neal on again, but the move stopped, but good move there from Britain. Can they build on that? Delaney. Far away. It's Simon Longstaff in a run for the line. He gets the ball out again to Anthony Farrell, but Farrell this time bustled into touch. Britain certainly playing the more inspired rugby league, willing to bring both wingers into the game. Scrum collapses, and it goes, and it's going to be France back in possession. Trying to relieve the pressure, move the ball away from their own try line, but they seem to have been there or thereabouts for nearly the entire half an hour we've played already. Britain turning the screw. No silly mistakes, not allowing the French getting past them. So again, the French will have to resort to the long kick to clear the line. It's going to come to Phil Price. Price has got Longstaff outside him. Longstaff, little chip forward. It's going to be a chase, but offside. No, an elbow. And the Frenchman to blame, so it'll be another penalty to Britain. So now, back on the attack, just about 15 yards short of that line. Again, looking to extend that 10-0 lead. But again, lost ball holds at play. And Britain won't be too pleased about this. They'll be wanting to get on with things as soon as possible. With the pressure now on the French, at last it comes back. Delaney, little tap to the three-man ruck. Inside, this is Betts. No way through for Neil Roebuck. Delaney again. Far and wide it goes, but the French up to cover. Neil drives forward, breaks away from one tackle. He's through the gap. He's going to go all the way to the line. Yes, a marvellous try from Sean Irwin. Again, slack tackling from the French, and again, Britain taking the full advantage. Sean Irwin straightened up as the ball was moving along the line. The tackle didn't come in properly, and he darted through that gap and staggered over the line. Standoff, young Standoff, playing regularly for Castleford this year. Another name set for the future. And he'll enjoy that try. So 14 points to nil the lead now. Longstaff again with a chance to add the 2 points. Just shaves wide of the post, so still 14-0, but the French started this game tackling very tenaciously indeed. Then Anthony Farrell got that try, and then now twice we've seen the French defence just hesitate for a moment, and Britain taking full advantage. This is underway again, a little short kick, but in fact it comes off for the French. Back in possession, and moving away with it as well. And they're still in possession, and the referee waved play on. Here's Cost strains it up inside, but again the ball goes to ground, and Great Britain come away with it. Not used to having play in their own 25, and they'll want to clear it as soon as possible, driving it forward, trying to make ground with sheer power. And Longstaff again with the long kick into the French half. Foual is back, but he's well covered by the Britain defence. Well, Britain back in possession. They're moving the ball towards that left wing. A scoring chance on here, surely. Anthony Farrell racing towards the line, but a forward pass. Well, a three-man overlap. Another excellent chance for Britain to stretch that lead, but a forward pass. French physio runs on, gets on 10 yards, then decides he's not wanted and comes off again. Again, the scrum not to the referee's liking. Been very strict around the scrum. Good to see. The French in possession, moving the ball away again. No real chances for scoring this afternoon. A mixture of a lack of imagination on the French's behalf and stern defence on Britain's behalf. Well, the British player wasn't pleased with what happened in that tackle, lashed out with his foot, and quite rightly the referee gives a penalty to the French. Krismanovic. Ball driven in and lost. The French back in possession. Trying to break. That's Ma. Move towards the left wing. Fouquet straightens up. Krismanovic, a long ball. And again, just a little over-eagerness on the French's part, costing them possession. They seem to be one... Well, a fight breaks out. Ugly scenes, a referee in the middle, the touch judge on. Most of the players running in to get involved, but the referee, all credit to him, soon in command, and he'll pull the guilty players aside to have a word with them. The first signs of any real niggle in this game. It's been clean up to the so far. Talking to one Frenchman. No British players involved, so it looks as though it's going to be a penalty to Britain. Longstaff again into touch, putting Great Britain back on the attack, just about 10 yards inside the French half. Driving forward again. Moved inside. Aman gets a little ball out. His centres are on the run again. Here's Richard Price, he cuts inside. Inside again for Sean Irwin. So what can Britain do about this? Looks as though there could be an overlap on this left-hand side. Oh, the ball just too high though for Anthony Farrell. If that had gone to hand, then it would have been an almost certain try. French cover, slow to get across, left themselves wide open. Referee not pleased with the way the ball came out, and it's another penalty to Britain. It's a differential penalty, so they can't go for goal. Longstaff boots into touch. Again, the tricky three-man move again. Britain driving forward to within 10 yards of the line, so a chance again. Moved out towards the right, the centre's waiting again. Price to Longstaff. Longstaff, a man outside him, decides to go back inside. The grab's there, and it's going to be another try. This time for Grant Andrew for Britain. So again, Britain score. Well, a marvellous afternoon they're having so far. Takes the scoreline to 18 points to 0. Stretching the French defence with their quick, zippy handling across the line. So the two Castleford players in this Great Britain side today, both getting their names on the score sheet. And now Simon Longstaff hoping to hammer home his second goal. Again, just shades the post though. Been very unlucky. Goal kicking failures don't matter too much though, because Britain very much in command. About a minute or so to half time. So in the time remaining in this first half, Britain, I'm sure, content just to take it the first man every time and blow their way into the French players. Little chip forward, there could be a chance on again. The fullback drops on it though for the French. Jean-Christophe Simon. A necessary drop as well. If it misjudged that one, there were 3-4 British players queuing up. Again, the French opting to take little tap when they get the penalty. Didn't give them much advantage last time, it's not giving them much advantage this time either. Fauquier dragged down. Big lumbering forward. And there's the half-time whistle. So rejoin us just about 3 minutes into the second half. No change in the half-time scoreline. It's still Great Britain leading by 18 points to 0. Those 4 tries from Grant Anderson, Anthony Farrell, Sean Irwin and Paul Delaney, and a goal from Simon Longstaff. It's the French on the attack though at the moment. That is of course if they can get possession, just about 10 yards, 15 yards inside the British half, which Britain's put in. Scrum collapses and it's the French possession. So now, what can France do? Moves all right to the near side, it's a good break. But Fauquier can't hold on to the ball and Britain get it back. Britain dominated the fixtures between these two sides over the last few years. They've won 15 in all, lost 5. 3 of the matches have been drawn. Only lost twice on home ground as well, Great Britain's Colts. And it looks as though that record isn't going to be extended this afternoon. Very much in charge at the moment. Referee sees an infringement and it'll be a penalty to France. So perhaps their chance of putting points on the board. Sean Irwin asks the referee what it's for. He's told. Accepts it. And the ball kicked into touch. Just inside the 25-yard line. Ma will take the tap. Quick tap it is as well. Ooh, crunching tackle. Ma again looking to feed his forwards. Trying to blast the Britain defence open, but it's not worked so far. A ploy. Interception almost there. Coming into line to cut out the France movement. Lee Jackson it was who tried the interception, but the ball went forward, and so it'll be a scrum down. 5 minutes gone in the second half. France still in possession. Certainly started the second half with a lot more determination. Won't be too pleased with the way they performed in the first half. That's Quillon. Dragged down. It's the French lining up for the ball. Verniol coming into the line and the referee deciding it was a high tackle, and Verniol in fact looks injured. Picks himself slowly off the floor. Again, though, it looks as though the French are going to wave their right for a crack at goal. Whether this is a ball out to Rare moves it back inside, the ball switched towards the left. But Britain's defence is sharp. It's going to be another high kick, putting Simon Longstaff under pressure. He has his eye on the ball, he's up high, he's missed it. And it's a try, is it? Yes, a try for the French. A mistake by Simon Longstaff, the ball high in the air. He seemed to have his eye on it, he seemed to have his body underneath it, but it slipped through his hands. The ball bounced over the line and the French nip in to score their first try of the afternoon. Perhaps this a sign of a comeback. So the French alive to the situation there. Well, midway through the second half, must apologise for the delay in bringing into the action. The good news is that you haven't missed any tries while we've been away. But the bad news is that Simon Longstaff has just been stretching off the pitch with what looked to be a very bad injury indeed. Still though, Great Britain leading 18 points to 6. And as the rain comes down, reason for the delay was we had a slight power cut. So as you can see, the angle's different. We've moved to the other side of the ground. But France now not really done much since scoring that try just at the start of the second half. And the muddier the pitch becomes, the less attractive the rugby league. Britain now in possession. Take it just outside the 25. Well, some familiar faces in the crowd this afternoon. David Oxley, the Secretary General of the Rugby League. Alex Murphy, of course, the St Helens coach. And I do believe I've seen Tony Barrow from Warrington as well this afternoon. They've enjoyed themselves so far because Britain have dominated this match. They really have. Here they come again, looking to break the French down for the 5th time this afternoon. It's moved out towards his right-hand side, and the referee stops Ikram Butt in his tracks because he's seen a forward pass. Ikram playing on the wing since he came on from the bench, but a very promising centre indeed. Plays with Leeds. Not getting much chance in the first team so far with the wealth of talent they have up there at Headingley. But he's played for the Great Britain under-19s before, so he knows all about international duty. Away it comes again, but waiting for the pass. It's not going to get it though. Delaney takes it himself. Well, another little incident. The referee again quickly in, and the French player pulls his own man rather unceremoniously away, dumps him on the floor. Obviously no time for self-pity in France. So play held up a while. Frenchman picks himself up, no word, we'll have a few words to say with his teammate. But Britain in possession, across it goes. Towards the left, there could be an overlap on that side. It's still moving. Inside again to Farrell. And France back in possession. Really is hard to distinguish between these two teams, let alone individual players, the way strips have got so muddy on this pitch. But neither side looking as though they're just going through the motions. They both look to be putting in a lot of effort into this match yet. And Didier Fauquier for France will feel the effort there as two British players move in to pin him down. Looking towards the left wing though, perhaps should have passed. And again, temper's a little flared. This time a penalty to France. So France now looking for their second try of the day. Britain caught offside, and so they'll gain a few more yards. A quick tap again. But the ball spilled, it went behind. Moving across, and there seems to be plenty of British cover though. It's loose again. It's another scrum down. Britain's put in. Paul Delaney from Leeds will feed. That's when the scrum has been sorted out. It has now. But the French power their way over. They seem to have lost the wheel. The way it comes. Ikram but though having no problems in dealing with Lucien Foyle. Just outside the 25. And the ball is spilled again. So Britain moving it away. Again, the pace taking them towards that left-hand side is still going. Well, the French have looked weak on that left-hand side all afternoon. And Britain hoping to exploit it as much as possible. Inside it comes again. This looks like Delaney. Dummies. Nips back inside. Oh, almost breaks through. Cross it comes again. And Butt is on the outside, and Butt, oh! Well, a chance for a try there for Akram Butt. The try line suddenly opened up for him, but he couldn't hold on to that ball, juggled with it, and finally spilled it into touch. So a chance missed, but Britain still inside that 25. It's a scrum down. But it's France in possession. Rain coming down with a vengeance now. Sure, both sets of players will be pleased to hear that final whistle. Britain more so because, of course, they lead at the moment 18 points to 6. France haven't given up the ghost, though, still looking for a gap. Lose possession, scoop it up, but a knock on. Well, it really is pouring down now. And play held up for a while as a physiotherapist comes on. And indeed, as Britain make a substitution. So, penalty to France. Vince Force is on the far side of the field waiting his turn to come on. He'll have to wait a bit longer though. Referee hasn't spotted him yet, I don't think. But France now. Last desperate effort, and again the ball knocked on, and again another scrum. Had a good game, the referee, Mr. Sablero. Come to expect some controversial decisions from French referees, but not this afternoon. Only one threat of a brawl, and he was in there straight away to quieten both teams down and get matters sorted out. Sure, he'll be welcome back to these shores again. Another scrum. So France win the heel again. Across it comes towards the left wing. Another threat there from Lucien Foul, but again Akram Butt equal to the challenge. Try down the middle again.
That's what I'm going to ask you now. You don't guess who's as good as mine. Hey Jackson.
A long testing kick. But it's picked up well. There's a threat of danger here. Inside though, perhaps should have stayed on his outside where he had two men waiting for him. But almost inevitably the ball is dropped again. Straight through, just heeled back by the blindside French prop. High pass out to Foil, and the touch judge, Mr. Brown, has spotted an incident, and it's a high tackle on the Frenchman. So Lee Jackson named the man of the match this afternoon, the hooker from Hull, regular Hull first teamer, and done his job more than adequately well this afternoon. But it's France now on the attack, looking to bring a little bit more respectability to the scoreline. But even yet there's no way through that Britain defence. Well, turning into something of a farce at the moment, the way the ball and players is slipping and sliding about. One of the Frenchmen picks himself up. I think it was Patrick Jamet. Holds his hands out in despair, as if to say, what on earth have I done to deserve this? Well, needed some neat work there by Delaney. The ball coming out to his surprise. Had to dive on it quickly before Ma moved in for France. But it's Britain in possession. Just inside their 25. It's going to be a long, long kick upfield. There's a couple of players chasing, but the Frenchman will get back soon enough to smother any danger. Here's Foual, taking it on his own. Inside pass. Again, the ball is dropped, and again, Britain come up with it. Oh, well, that's been dropped as well. And again. Patrick Jamais using his arm illegally in that tackle, commonly known as a punch. So a penalty to Britain, but the clock will stop again as a French player receives treatment. So the French pushed again back into their own 25. Britain looking to extend that lead. Driving it forward. And there is the full-time whistle, and so a very good day indeed for Great Britain Colts. They run out winners, 18 points to 6. Tries in the first half, all of them coming in the first half. The first one from Anthony Farrell, then Grant Anderson, Sean Irwin and Paul Delaney all worked their way over. Some very good tries indeed considering the conditions. Simon Longstaff, a bit of an off day with his kicking. He still managed to put one over though. That was Britain's 18 points. And the French, well, they could only cross the line once. That was early in the second half. Eric Veniol jumping on a Simon Longstaff mistake. The ball knocked loose behind the line. Veniol dived over for the 4 points, and Lucien Feuil added the goal. So a good day for Great Britain. They take their victories over France Colts to 16 now. They've won 16, lost only 5. Final score at Knowsley Road, Great Britain Colts 18, France Colts 6.